What do you do if you cannot feed your family? What do you do when oil and gas prices go so high that it becomes a problem to get back and forth to work? What do you do when you're desperate and you have no other options? A lot of people are finding themselves in that situation right now, and it is a difficult proposition. Some of our members wanted us to discuss this that weren't able to be here yesterday, which was Sunday, the 6th of March. So we thought it would be a good idea to share it with them since they asked for it, and we hope you get some value out of it. And stay to the end because we have a very special offer for people interested in these sorts of things. It is important for people to learn how to grow their own food. A lot of people don't like to get their hands dirty. A lot of people don't want to do the things necessary to feed themselves and their family on their own. And as people are quickly seeing worldwide that food is going up in cost exponentially. Wheat from the Ukraine and Russia, they are big exporters of wheat. There have been estimates from 30 to 40% of the world's wheat production comes from that region of the world. And people are not able to even purchase it or get it. Wheat is in a lot of products, a lot. Bread, crackers, I mean, the list goes on ad nauseum. Without it, it's difficult for people to have things that they need. And flour, for instance, what if you are don't have the option to eat things except for inexpensive fast food when you're on the go, trying to get back and forth from home to pick up your kids from school or whatever, and all of a sudden McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, whatever it is, Taco Bell with tortillas, none of them can have bread. That is a very real possibility. That is not some hyperbole or some fear tactic. It is real. I recommend you watching the Ice Age Farmer on his channel on YouTube. He gives great descriptions of that, and he gives alternatives and different methods on how to grow your own food. We here at our sanctuary do have our members plant and grow things here. It is one option to have a community like that. We mention that a lot in our videos and a lot in what we talk about. Community is important. To know a family member, a friend, a group, a church, synagogue, whatever it is, or a place like this where we have an abundance of acreage, where we spiritually grow our food and love it and nourish it with our hearts, our minds, our soul, and we actually give it the things that it needs in an organic and wonderful way where it benefits your health. And there are a lot of ways for people to do that. So I encourage you to look up methods of permaculture and aquaponics, hydroponics, if you live in a small apartment or have a little yard or something like that. The grocery stores where we all depend are becoming bare. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And the prices are getting so high, people are getting very stressed out. And then we have to ask ourselves, is that by some design? Because what prevents people from exploring the truth? What prevents people from having the time to have in-depth discussions with people about a myriad of subjects that relate directly to how to better your lives, to increase your vibrational output in a positive manner? And what I mean by that, we've all seen instances where someone will walk into the room, they're smiling, laughing, and all of a sudden that is contagious. Those vibes reach out to everyone in the room. Or if somebody's really negative and walks into a room, how that brings down the level of energy or transforms that energy into something that is unpleasant. So we all create our own vibes, and that directly affects other people, especially ones that have not practiced the art of allowing other people not to affect them in a negative way. And one thing that we have to recognize is that by forcing these stresses by this external world and all these extra events, it prevents us from having that time. It prevents us from exploring ideas to boil down to the truth, whether that is a pandemic and not being able to get all sides of an argument, which is the scientific process, is debate, discussion, observation, what works, what doesn't work, and then have free-flowing ideas and interactions and conversations and studies that actually take all things into consideration. And with war is never a good idea. Under any circumstance, only in defense. And there always has to be a boogeyman. We always have to be afraid of something. So that's why I mentioned those two things. There always has to be something else. There has to be, as soon as one crisis comes to an end, all of a sudden another crisis has to come. Because you have to keep the people in fear. You have to keep them hurrying up, going to work, hurrying up to pick up their kids or do whatever before they get home and start it all over again. And I am here to tell you and speak to you that is not the construct of natural human life. It is not the way humans are meant to live. We are meant to do the things that we are fond of, that we enjoy, that we're passionate about. We are here to create, to procreate, to enjoy the good, honest company of other individuals where we can learn from each other, where we can grow, where we can help each other grow our own food. Not necessarily that you have to become a farmer or an agrarian. That is not necessary. But there are simple methods that we can do as groups of people, like we do here at our sanctuary. And if you live in this local area, anywhere near Shreveport or Marshall, Texas, or anywhere around this area, we're a 30-minute drive from each of them or less. Come out here on a Sunday at 1:30 and you can understand what I mean. And there are many communities like ours that are just blossoming because we are wanting and are creating food security. We're creating different methods of financial security for our members, for people that we get to know and love and that we help each other grow, that we plant foods, that we take care of each other in ways that are lacking so much in this very detached and purposefully separated societal construct that we believe is a very strong disservice for humanity and the growth of our spirituality to determine our own destinies. It limits us in drastic ways. So what do? It might be too late for some if you cannot afford to get food, if you cannot afford to go somewhere to get involved in these type of communities. Because if food prices continue to go too high, where people are not able to get wheat to get their products, and not only wheat, a lot of other agricultural items, as you can see every day, just as gasoline increasing every single day as you go to the pump. It's a burden. It is a stealing of our energies, which is our currency. And currency, money, is energetic flow, hence the word currency. We must come together in groups in order to help each other out. So that if I plant something, somebody brings us heirloom seeds, so we plant. We help each other out. Whatever it grows, whenever I can't do it one day, another person's able to come and take this small amount of time to take care of these things, or the chickens, or the sheep, or the cows. All of these things that allow us to have food security no matter what happens in the external world. It is vital, because if you're not worried about food, because you have all the healthy, organic, good food that nourishes your body, then you also have the time and less stress to worry about working on yourself, working on how to interact with yourself and with others in a way that is beneficial to everybody. And then you work on various ways of financial independence and breaking away from this societal construct, which is a whole nother video and an in-depth conversation, which we go into many times out here as part of what we do on Sundays at 1:30. So with that, it all boils down to becoming members of some place that offers those things. This is not necessarily a promotion of our place. It is available to the people that are in the local area. You like us, we like you. Fantastic. Let's come grow and become secure in all aspects of life together. There are these communities around. I encourage you to look for them and find them, because that is one solution that can help alleviate a lot of the stress levels of being concerned about how do I feed my family when the shelves are empty at the grocery stores. We've experienced a lot of that over the past 2 years. We're experiencing it again on a much more substantial level with these elevated prices and the lack of products being able to get shipped. Agricultural items to be turned into foodstuffs that we use every day. That's a whole different problem, and it's a much larger and broad and difficult thing. So let's come together. Let's grow food together. Let's help each other. Let's become financially independent of this social construct that has purposefully limited and capped most people's ability to spend the time to boil down what is true in this life. How do I have better connections? How do I live better? And if you are interested in any of that, I encourage you to join us at mysticsoftexas.com. And also, for the people that have stayed with me this long, we are having an art day on March the 27th this year, 2022. We just get together and have a great time. So it's an open invitation to people that are local to us. Hey, if you're not local, yesterday for Sunday, we had some people out of town from Washington State, and sometimes we have people from all over the world. So I encourage you to come. It's free. Just come out. It's first come, first serve, canvases and paint. And if you have some of your own, feel free to bring it. And there'll be some snacks and that kind of thing. If anybody knows how to play any musical instrument, come out and play. There'll be an open mic for poetry and any type of readings you would like to do starting at 2:30. And just keep in mind, we are here to grow, to prosper together, and there are ways to do that outside of having to go to the grocery store for your food security. There are ways to be financially independent of the system if we all work together in our own communities, not only the individual community within ourselves, but the broader community that we can build and structure without what has been created. So I highly encourage you to to check us out and check out other communities in your local area, because it is vital for all of our security. Thank you.